Hello, welcome back to Mini Movies. Today, I'm going to describe a Japanese youth comedy drama film called Flying Colors. There will be spoilers ahead, so keep an eye out and be cautious. Sayaka Kudo is in middle school and suffers from social anxiety. She has no friends and is frequently bullied by her classmates. Ryuta, her younger brother, and Mayumi, her younger sister, are her younger siblings. Her father is only concerned with Ryuta, whom he believes will one day become a Major League Baseball superstar. The sisters are frequently left alone with their mother, who looks after them well. Every one of Sayaka's classmates has a life goal, while on the other hand, she wants to do nothing, making her not so good in studies, due to her lack of ambition. Sayaka is knocked in the head with a ball on the playground one day. The principal contacts her mother and informs her that they are unable to teach someone like Sayaka at the school. They think that maybe she is having a mental disorder, and a special school would be better for her. Sayaka's mother pleads for a second opportunity for her daughter, but her words go to waste as the principal dismisses her. Sayaka notices two schoolgirls walking past them on their way home, and remarks on how nice their uniform is. She is therefore admitted to the same school, and on her first day of school, Sayaka is worried and fearful. She thought that her new classmates would bully her the same way her old ones did. To her amazement, everyone is pleasant to her, particularly a group of 3 girls, who immediately become friends with her. They changed her style, like folding her skirt in half to make it look shorter, and doing her hair and makeup in the washroom. They welcome her to the gang. As the girls get older, they become gyaru. It means a person who adheres to Western customs, dyes their hair blonde, and dresses in revealing clothing. They routinely dress up, party, drink, and smoke, ignoring their studies completely. Did she get into the wrong circle? Mr. Nishimura, their homeroom teacher, criticizes them every day, and feels they will never get into college. Sayaka usually returns home in the morning, when her father and brother are working out. As time passes by, her relationship with her father becomes non-existent, and they rarely talk with each other. He only speaks to her when he needs to scold her, and she completely ignores him. Her mother, on the other hand, is always at her side and supports her, despite the fact that she doesn't appreciate her way of life. On the first day of sophomore year, Sayaka's life changes, when Mr. Nishimura discovers a hidden packet of cigarettes in her school bag. She is sent to the principal's office right away, to face the consequences of her actions. Sayaka's mother is contacted, and informed of all of Sayaka's activities. She begs the principal to let her daughter stay. She argues by saying that the school's job is to teach the school's weakest children, not to profit from the brightest. They agree to give Sayaka a month of suspension. After her continuous requests, Sayaka dyes her hair blonde, because she has all the time in the world. Her mother advises her to apply to universities, and truly feels that if Sayaka tries hard enough, she can succeed. Ms. Kudo sends her to Seiho Cram School, to prepare for her university entrance exam. Sabota, the teacher, is taken aback by Sayaka's desire to be educated by him, and encourages her. He accepts the challenge of assisting her in her admission to Keio University, which is regarded as one of Japan's most tough universities to attend. Sayaka scoffs at the idea of someone like her being accepted in a prestigious university like that. Sabota makes her take a test to check her academic standing, and she receives a 0 out of 100. But the teacher is nonetheless impressed, because she answered all of the questions, when other students would have given up. He claims that her knowledge is comparable to that of a 4th-grade child, after examining her academics. As a result, he begins from the beginning, teaching her the concepts of middle school. Sayaka goes to a restaurant with her pals the next day, but studies the entire time. The girls are surprised that she is working hard for anything, and supports her with it. Glad they didn't taunted her, right? She gets a 5 out of 100 for the first time, after a week of studying at the cram school. Sabota is satisfied with the results, and encourages her to practice even harder. To all of his students, he is an excellent teacher, who never makes them feel stupid for not knowing something. He always tries his best to lift their spirits up. However, he has a lot of trouble with Sayaka. That's because she doesn't even understand basic concepts like, the North is always opposite of the South. As her cram class is too expensive, Sayaka's father refuses to pay for it, and believes that she will never be accepted into a university. Her mother, on the other hand, is committed to do more hours at work, in order to pay for Sayaka's tuition. A mother takes her kid, Raiji, inside the cram school one day, when Sayaka is studying. He is also a gyaru like Sayaka, who is uninterested in education. Raiji's parents are lawyers, and want him to follow in their footsteps, but all he wants to do is play video games. Sabota wants to know if he is aware of the concept of revenge play, which piques Raiji's curiosity. So he begins to study carefully, in order to gain admission to law school, and teach his father a lesson. Sayaka makes great improvements gradually, but Sabota wants to speed up, so he invents an entertaining method of teaching her. For each incorrect answer, he makes her remove a layer of makeup. If Sayaka gets a perfect score on her English test in middle school, he promises to share the children an embarrassing photo from his childhood. Sayaka begins studying that day, and eventually achieves a top score on the test. Sabota, as promised, gives them a photo from his youth, and describes how he was an average student, who wanted to help them. Following that, Sayaka dyes her hair black, and restarts her schooling. When Mr. Nishimura learns that she wants to attend university, he jokes that if she succeeds, he will dance naked on the school's playground. After the encounter, Sayaka challenges him, and becomes even more motivated by that. Sayaka and Raiji are outside a restaurant one day, when they notice Sabota talking with Mr. Nishimura. It turns out that Mr. Nishimura is also supporting the cram lessons, and does not want Sabota to accept weak students such as Sayaka. He believes that the reputation of the class is more important than the student's future. Sabota claims that he believes in Sayaka. He is confident that she will be accepted to the university of her choice. Sayaka breaks down in tears when she sees a father figure sticking up for her. Ms. Kudo notes that her daughter has improved as a person since she began taking cram lessons at home. Sabota calls her the next day to discuss Sakaya's improvement. He believes Sayaka is the fastest learner he's ever had, but she has to come to cram sessions 6 days a week. They don't have much time until the university admission exam, so need to fasten up the pace. This was really costly for her, but she managed to pay the school after borrowing money from her relatives. Sabota informs Sayaka of this, and she is disappointed that she is causing her mother so much trouble. Her girlfriends invited her to a restaurant one day, but all she did was study the entire time. The girls then take her to a hot spring, and promise to only see her after Sayaka's exams. They know how hard she is preparing for them, and supports her. Sayaka sobs, and expresses her gratefulness for their patience. Not a bad circle after all. After a few months, Sayaka receives her high school syllabus book. She is required to learn how to write an essay, so Sabota provides her help. He gives a number of books, and advises her to watch a lot of television news. She has a hard time concentrating, as the syllabus becomes more difficult. To prove her dedication, she even cuts her hair short. She has been studying so hard for the past several weeks, that she has fallen asleep in most of her school classes. Mr. Nishimura wakes her up one day by pulling her hair, and calls her mother. He informs her that her daughter's behavior has not improved since her suspension. Ms. Kudo, on the other hand, reacts by claiming that Sayaka is not the same girl she was a few months ago. Raiji shows up at cram class the next day with dark hair, spectacles, and an entirely different appearance. When questioned, he claims that Sayaka motivated him to work harder. Sayaka then sits for her first mock entrance exam. Will she pass with flying colors or fail? When the results are released, she receives a score of 60 out of 100. She was sad, because the minimum score required for admission to her chosen university is 70. Sabota believes it's incredible, because she would have received a 0 just a few months ago. He said the truth though. Sayaka, on the other hand, is sad that all of her efforts have been fruitless. When she arrives home, she finds her father beating up her brother Ryuta for stating that he no longer wants to play baseball. Ryuta screams that he never wanted to play baseball in the first place. He pushes his father away, and rushes off, not returning that evening. Sayaka takes another mock exam the next day, but she doesn't get a good enough grade. She loses motivation to study as a result of the stress and sleep deprivation. Sabota attempts to encourage her, but his optimism just makes her angrier. She screams at him, and leaves the cram class. For the following 2 days, she doesn't leave her room. Then one night, Ryuta comes home and informs his father that he has dropped out of the baseball team at school. Mr. Kudo had a desire to make his kid the best player of all time, ever since he had to give up his dream of becoming a baseball star. When he sees his dreams crashing down again, he smacks Ryuta, and tells him to wake up. Ms. Kudo becomes so irritated that she smashes a car window to stop her husband, and Ryuta uses the opportunity to escape. Ms. Kudo tells them of a time when Ryuta had an asthma attack the night before a game. He was so afraid of being punished if he didn't play well. She criticizes her husband as a terrible father to all of his children. That sucks. Sayaka later begs her mother to accompany her to Keio University on a field trip. The next day, they go to the university grounds, and are awestruck. Ms. Kudo wishes for her daughter to live the same busy lifestyle as the students passing through the halls. Will her dream come true? Sayaka attends cram class at night, and meets Sabota to apologize. She shows thankfulness for his patience, and promises to resume the classes the following day. Sayaka takes her third mock exam a week later, but she is too terrified to look at the results. When she returns home, she discovers her father has burned all of Ryuta's baseball materials. He's understood his faults, promising to be a better father in the future, and help his children to achieve any goals they set in life. Sayaka tells the family her recent mock exam results, in which she received a score of 65. The family shares an emotional moment and parents are extremely happy, as they have never been before. On the day of the entrance exam, heavy snowfall blocked the bus route and jammed the roadways. Sayaka's father offers to drive her, which is unlikely, given how little he has been involved in her life. He tells her to try her best, and not to worry about the tuition cost, since he will take care of it. For the first time in his life, he cheers for his daughter after dropping her off. Sayaka performs excellently on the exam, and returns home. She attends cram class later that day, stating that it is her last day, because she is afraid of disappointing him with the results. She asks Sabota to sign her dictionary, so that he is always present while she learns. She hands him a letter before departing, thanking him for believing in her, and helping her become who she is now. She checks the results on the internet a few days later and discovers that she did not pass. She calls Sabota, and informs him of the outcome. Sabota refuses to give up and claims that they may use faculty rules to have her answer sheet rechecked. Sayaka gives up and does not apply, so Sabota takes care of it. What do you think will happen next? She starts going out with her old mates every day, attempting to resume her old life. But at the end of the day she can't help but feel disappointed. Then, one day, she double-checks the results and discovers, much to her amazement, that she has been accepted to Keio University. She rides her bike to cram class right away, and is out of breath when she meets Sabota. The entire class bursts in excitement as she informs him she's been selected. Sabota and Sayaka can't stop themselves from crying, sharing an emotional moment. In the final scenes, we see Mr. Nishimura naked on the school grounds, as he promised, taking pictures with the girls. After bidding her parents farewell, Sayaka departs for college. Here we come to the end of the story. Hope you enjoyed it. How was the movie? Which character did you like the most? Comment down your views below, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. For more videos like this, switch on notifications, and leave a like to support it. Thank you for watching.